All right, YouTube. I was doing something today, and I thought, this might be of interest to some people. Um, Actually, I've been doing it for the past couple days. I'm making beef jerky. I've had a plenty of these units. The first one I bought many years ago at a five and dime. This is about my third one. This one I picked up at a thrift store for $7.99. So, food dehydrator. I've done apples, bananas, things like this. Today we're doing beef jerky. I've got about 7 pounds of top London broil, whatever's on sale at the butcher. And you cut it into, well, the first thing you do is you got to make sure you have some liquid smoke. Now, how I make the soak is it's half a cup of brown sugar. It's a teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of onion powder, tablespoon of garlic powder, tablespoon of onion powder, teaspoon of crushed cayenne pepper. What else did I use? You can use meat tenderizer. I want to say that's about a tablespoon and a half. Teaspoon of black pepper. I like the fresh ground stuff. Half a teaspoon of paprika. And yeah, that was about it. Black pepper. All right. So anyways, then you put in a cup of soy sauce, 2.5 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, teriyaki or barbecue sauce to taste. This one I mixed the two, and then you stick her on low, in a pan. Shake it up, break down the sugars, get everything married together. Try it. It should be very strong. If you don't make it strong, your jerky will come out weak. Then what I do is I usually stick the beef in the freezer for a bit so it's more solid, and you cut them up into about 1/4 inch strips with the grain. All right, pour the whole thing with your beef in a bag. Let it sit for about 12 hours or overnight. Then you take this beef out, stick it in a colander, and let it kind of dry. Now, this one I just did about half hour ago. Put these in the dehydrator, and they've drip dried in the colander in the sink, like I said, and then I load her up. And you kind of don't want to have them touching like that one is, because when that dries, those will be stuck together. And then when it comes to the actual drying of it, it's about 12, 15 hours it'll take. And what I do is I mark them so I know which one was in the bottom, and I always leave a little, whenever I put tape on something like this, just leave a little pull tab so I can get it off. And I put bottom on that before I marked it so I knew. And then I put the time that I started. I actually had this set up and plugged in, which was 10 o'clock in the morning. And then in about an hour, you take the bottom one, put it on the top. And then, number 3 will be the bottom. And then so on. And then usually by the time you get number 1 down here that's done, and there's a good way to check that, and that's find the thickest piece you can and cut into it and see if it's still raw. Like I said, it's something I do, and I figured, hey, I'd give you all a quick show you what I did today. Don't buy these new. It's just not worth the $40 because they're a homeowner piece of crap. Like I said, I've owned a bunch of them. You can go out and you spend, you know, 100 and 200 bucks on a nice industrial style one. But for a family of 3, this is more than enough. It works. It's something that, you know, you don't want to do during the week because you kind of got to babysit it. So you do it on a Saturday. And then by Sunday evening, usually, you have beef jerky. They're okay. You got to play with them. The other thing you got to do is about every half hour or so, just, let's see if I can do it with one hand. Just spin the individual racks to let the air to change the airflow because they work on convection. I'll do that in a minute because they work on convection, so kind of switch the airflow. You can do this in an oven on low. It takes about as long, but this has got a little heating element as opposed to, oh wow, sorry about the mess, but as opposed to the giant element. So I'd rather plug this in and use this than use the old stovetop, and it's going to cost me more money and electricity. And then I'm not really saving much making my beef jerky. So that's all I got. Just a quick one. Just figured somebody would be interested and I'd show it to y'all. All right, later now.